Hey there, how's it going? I think my friend thought I was nuts the other day when I was like freezing in Cleveland. We're down to what, in our 50s? And it's cold enough for me here. But on this lovely, chilly, it's to say Friday, so now I'm dating it. But we're going to do a nice chair yoga. This will be one chair. I did just post a double restorative chair yoga. So if you look back and it's under restorative yoga, you can find it there, or it might pop up somewhere in the video madness. But today, one chair yoga class. This is all levels. It's a good day for a nice stretch. Whether you, earlier today I talked to someone who traveled a lot, so she's sitting a lot, plane, car. So this is wonderful to get a little stretch from there. Or this is just wonderful if you're working from home or just getting up in your day or getting ready and trying to find a way to, or look for a way to calm down the day, going into evening. No matter where, whatever, all levels, all ages, friendly yoga. I'll show adaptions as usual. Let's get started. Welcome again. Thank you for joining me. This is a chair yoga. Some alternatives to the chair would be to do this in bed or on the couch. You could have shoes on for this flow, but you don't have to. I love being able to move my toes and limbs, so I like to do mine barefoot. But the big thing here is just feeling sturdy, always supporting your body as you need through this flow. Feel safe in your chair. Start to connect with your breath. You could have a hazy gaze or closed eyes and follow along to words or follow along to video. We're going to start here with some nice head circles. This is going to welcome a gentle stretch into the body. You could have those closed eyes as you circle the head. Start to connect with your breath and the physical body. You're going to take those head circles around in this one direction. Then when you're ready, you'll take your head circles the opposite direction. We'll always do our best to balance out both sides. Really feeling the body, connecting with breath. You're going to go ahead and gently maybe take your last circle around, come back to center neutral. We're going to go right into some shoulder rolls towards the back. Hands can be restful on thighs or maybe rested at sides. And if you'd like, you can bring fingertips to shoulders, along the elbows to guide the way. Then if you'd like, you can extend the full arms down and around for the back strokes and these shoulder rolls. Of course, adjust your seat if you need. Make sure you're not going to hit any person or any object nearby. Connecting with breath, welcoming a nice stretch down the arms. Then you'll find a moment, find your composure at center, do what you need, take a breath, and start with shoulder rolls towards the front. And of course, you have that option once again to flow fingertips to shoulders. And then you have the option, you could take full front strokes and watch for objects or anything nearby. Using your breath. Stretch as you need, then we'll all come back to center for a moment, find our composure, realign with our breath and body. We're going to go ahead, we're going to find next some nice center circles. So we just want to take a moment to see if there's any new sensations that come up. Find your breath. And then when you're ready, adjust your tail, adjust your body. We're going to start with our center circles, just like the head circles. These can go either or direction to start. We're always going to balance it out, both sides as we can. You can keep them focused on your core, moving that belly, welcoming internal massage, or you can take up more space, allowing the head to kind of guide the way, kind of like one of those punchy clown bags that you punch that gets back up because it's rounded at the bottom. You can kind of move your body that same direction. Then when you're ready, you'll take a moment for stillness and take your center circles the opposite direction. This is a wonderful way to wake up the internal organs, welcome a nice gentle massage into the intestine and all the fun, good things, pieces and parts in our centers, and to start to lengthen and stretch the spine. Always take up more space again if you'd like, but you don't have to. And when you're ready, come back to center, take a moment for rest. We're going to go ahead and finding some cows and some cats. So you want to make sure that your tail goes back, your chest may lift in the cow, and then your belly button sinks into the spine when you go into cat to exhale. Hands can be on thighs or sides, wherever they feel they're supporting the body. And when you're ready, your own pace, flow, and time, start your cows and cats, inhaling and exhaling deeper into the body, connecting with self, with each piece and part. You can still have a hazy gaze or closed eyes. Find your breath, do what feels good for you. Maybe take a deeper cat each time towards the end. So the last cat, really maybe let it go, really pull in that belly button to spine, stretch the arms away, and then come back to center. Realign, take a breath, do what you need for self. Take a little stretch through the arms. We're going to flow them through center. Lift them high to sky for a nice stretch. Take a back bend and seated forward fold here. You have options. Hands can go to thighs, belly and chest on the thighs, or the hands you can flow if you're connected to floor. Those hands can go all the way to floor. Welcome a nice stretch through the spine. Then you'll roll up through center. Once again, those arms pass through center up to ceiling and sky. Lengthen and stretch back, bend. The arms will rest at center here. So they'll stay nice and long. We'll take a Banasana. So this is a side stretch to one side and then to the opposite side. Back to center, forward, almost like an extended cat or front Banasana. Then release. Align those arms, back bend, forward fold once again. Kind of jump right into that one. We always find moments of recovery, so take your time. If I'm moving a little fast or if I'm moving a little slow, we'll always find moments to catch up. And roll up that spine, coming back to center, always and forever. Take any movements and motions that you need. Take any breaths, realign the body and breath. And go back to that awareness through center, through belly. Roll back those shoulders if you need. Then we're going to walk the hands out to one side or the other. I'm going to my right to start. I'm going to welcome a nice little spinal twist in the body. I may be opposite of you, that's okay. We'll take it back, passing through center. Take a moment to realign, and then take it the opposite direction. So now I'm going to my left, you might be opposite, that's okay. Find your breath. Nice little belly twist, spinal twist. When you're ready, release, come back to center. Take any shoulder rolls or movements that you need. We're going to bring awareness now to our lower body. We're going to welcome in some nice knee lifts. So once again, I'm starting with my right side. So you can have a knee lift. You can support the leg under the knee pit, around the shin, whatever you like. Going to make sure that your feet feel good and supported. Let's start with that right side. I'm going to press my foot or toes into the floor, lifting the heel, get a nice stretch. Then when ready, knee lift right through front and center there. You can also support the heel on the chair. Taking the back a little bit further or finding good posture. And when you're ready, gently release. We're going to take that foot out at an angle, almost aligning at an angle as the leg of the chair. Find that stretch, lift that heel. And when you're ready, once again, knee lift. Kind of opening up slowly into the groin, the inner thigh, the hip flexor, and all parts and pieces and sides of it. Find your breath, release the leg. We're going to keep, all right, now we're going to take the opposite leg. We're going to have that inlined front and center. And then the leg that we're lifting still, that original side, our torso can twist towards it if it needs. But we're going to find I'm still on my right side. I'm going to get that heel lift. With that leg is now out towards the side, knees out towards right side. Then I lift it up, out at side. Get a nice little stretch. Then drop it back down to floor. You can take any little movements that you need in the legs. Bring everything back to center. Keeping awareness, same leg. Lift it right back into a knee lift this time. No heel stretch. Extend and lengthen. Support it as you need, as you may. Take any flexion points of the toes, any ankle rolls, toe wiggles, and drop it back down to center. We are going to do the same thing now on the opposite side. So you have now, I'm going to start with my left leg. You find that nice heel lift, and then into that knee lift. You have the different options to support it. And take it back down to floor. You're going to find that, or if you're on the same side as me, maybe that left side now, goes out to angle, adjust your tail, adjust your torso as you need. Heel lift, nice and stretch into the toes. Then knee lift. Drop back down to floor. We're going to take that leg out a little bit wider now. So now you have that, for me, my right leg's coming into center to alignment front of seat. My torso will switch as it needs. And then I'll take that heel lift. That left knee for me is facing out towards left side. I'll use my left hand possibly, or both, to lift up, wrapping hands around shin, but you could have them under the knee pit for a nice knee lift into the hip flexor. Take it back down to floor. Take everything back to center. Skip over the heel lift this time. Lift right into the knee lift. Get into that hip flexor. Extend and stretch. Bend the knees. Take any ankle circles, any toe wiggles. Then drop it back down to floor. Nice and slow. Adjust the body. Take any movements, any wiggles that you need, that you feel work for you. Now we're going to go ahead and keep awareness on that lower body. We want to make sure that we feel comfortable. We're going to go ahead into a nice pigeon pose. There are lots of alternatives for pigeon pose. You could just cross. I'm starting with my right. Your front leg over the shin of the back leg. Or you can take that front leg up and onto thigh of the opposite leg. Hands can wrap around toes. Press onto thigh. Hands can go over the lower body, out to sides. Support your body however you need. Take a shoulder roll possibly. Find an inhale, then exhale, pigeon pose. Find your breath. Then gently roll up that spine. Go right into an inhale. Exhale, pigeon pose, maybe a little bit deeper this time. Find your breath, roll up that spine once again. Inhale right up, exhale, pigeon pose. Number 3, really allow that body to lengthen and the upper body to relax over the lower body. Find your breath. Roll up that spine when you're ready. We're going to take some nice spinal twists once again. So I'm going to go in the direction of the thigh of the leg that's on top of the other thigh, so the bent knee. So for me, that's my right side. I walked the hands out for a nice spinal twist. Then I'm going to pass right through center, take a little shoulder roll, inhale, and then take my exhale to the opposite side, the side that the foot is closer to. Once again, back to center, gently release, take any movements that are needed for you. And I'm going to take it to my opposite side now. For me, that's the left. The foot can cross over shin or lift up over thigh. Make the proper adjustments you need. Hands go where you feel supported. Then you'll find that same inhaling at center, rolling back the shoulders, exhale, forward fold. You want to make sure too that your back feels nice and long. You don't want to tense up and get all caught up in tensing up those shoulders or upper back. You want to make sure you feel relaxed over that lower body. Roll up that spine, release, inhale up, exhale, forward fold into that pigeon pose. Also, you want to make sure that foot that's connected to floor is in line and center. That knee feels good and stable. Once again, roll up that spine, inhale, do what you need for self, exhale, forward fold once again. Then once again, release, roll up that spine, go into that spinal twist. First side. And go ahead, start to release and pass it back through center. Spinal twist, the opposite side and direction. Once again, we'll start to gently release, going back to center. Release that leg. Take any movements, any wiggles or ankle circles that you need. All right, next little minor adjustment here. We're going to go ahead and bring the focus a little bit up towards the full body or upper body. We're going to take a moment to align with ourselves, start to open up through center now that we were all closed up and tight. We want to feel grounded into the floor. We're going to find a goddess. So we're just going to focus here on the lower body. Now, my chair has a little kind of curve in it, so it kind of pushes my thighs back in. But we're going to see, we're going to take that nice arms through center and inhale up. Bring palms down to center. And I'm sorry, we're going to find a chair first. No, you wouldn't think I did these videos. Oh, real life, no edits. I'm going to roll up that spine. You're going to take a seated supported chair. You're going to take those arms through center, up high in sky. Fall into your chair pose. Palms can come down to center. You're always welcome to take a little twist. You can always go into standing, but I'm doing seated today. So we're still adding a little bit of closure into the body. I apologize. I'm going to roll up that spine. Now we're going to move into our lovely goddess pose. So the goddess pose, it kind of opens up through the hip flexors, opens up through the inner thighs again. The toes point out, heels point in. This is where I mentioned I have that curve, so it tends to bring my legs back in, close to mid-center. But so work with what you have. Be cautious. Make sure you feel stable. Then when you're ready, take the toes, pointing them out either direction. Heels come in, open, and we're going to focus on that lower body. We're going to roll those shoulders down and back. Hands are going to gently press upon the thighs to open up deeper in goddess. Take your time. Find your breath. Really find your breath. Allow those hands to gently allow a nice gentle opening. Then when you're ready, we're going to go and drop down into a warrior two. So I'm dropping the left leg down to face my right leg first. So my right leg is in front. I have the right leg in front. I'm going to find a warrior two, seated warrior two. Arms go out to sides, extend and lengthen. Vision follows. Reverse warrior. Back arm can go behind tail or connect to seat. Front arm you can bend at the elbow or take it overhead for a nice stretch. Be cautious of the chair. Make sure you feel stable. Returning back to two. Getting ready to drop down for a modified extended warrior. I have one forearm coming down to thigh. The left arm goes overhead. Lengthen and stretch. I can even drop that right arm down to floor. I can have a bend in the elbow or take it high and long. Then back to two. Then we're going to come back to goddess at center. So I'm going to find those goddess feet out to sides, heels in. Check in with body. Find my goddess for a moment. Then drop down warrior two. I'm now going to find warrior two, left side guided front for me. Adjusting anything that you need to feel stable. So that right leg maybe drop out at side. Left leg is now front with bent knee. Warrior two. Arms are nice and long. You'll find that reverse warrior. Hand can go to either chair or behind tail. Front arm can bend at elbow or go overhead. Find your breath and stretch. Back to two. We're going to find our modified warrior, modified extended warrior. Do what you need. Extend and lengthen. You can take it down to floor if you'd like. Back to warrior two one more time. Then we'll gently release. We're going to come back to center once again. Find a full goddess. This time we're going to have those toes pointed out to either side, heels pointing in. Take those arms out through sides, bend at the elbows, 90 degrees, palms facing up. Shoulders in alignment with arms. Do what you need. Tuck tail, lift chest. You can go on to toes. Seated goddess pose. Then we'll gently release. Bring everything close back into center. Adjust your body. Take any movements, any motions that you need to realign with your breath. If you held your breath, go ahead and find that recovery. We're going to take a seated bound angle. So here you have options. Our toes, our feet will connect slightly in front of chair. The knees, as like they did in Goddess, are going to fall out to sides. You have options with bound angle, so adjust your feet. If you're in shoes, adjust your shoes as you like. You can take bound angle where you rest your back upon the back of seat if that feels stable and sturdy. Hands can just rest on thighs. You can go ahead and find a hazy gaze or closed eyes. Find your breath. Moment of calm, moment of peace, moment of recovery. Allow all the new sensations to welcome into your body. Then we'll gently release out of bound angle. Take any movements, any stretches that you need. Gonna take one more inhale. Arms extend and lengthen up towards sky. Can't tell, but my hands are clasped together. I'm going to Banasana to one side. Pass through center. Banasana to the other side. Back to center. And maybe going for Banasana, but front Banasana, so a little extended cat. And then a forward fold. Extend and stretch and lengthen. You have your variations for your forward fold you can take. Do what feels good for you. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe now the palms connect to floor. Do what you need. Find your breath. You have your variations. Hands could go to thighs. Then when you're ready, you're going to gently roll up the spine. We're going to start to make our way from our physical practice. So take any last spinal twists or motions that you need. I crossed one leg over the other, twisted the body outside of the crossed leg for a nice spinal twist or belly twist. Then I come back to center and I'll take it the other direction. Taking these last little movements that I feel I need. Take this or any others that do your body well. Then when you're ready, start to welcome calm and peace into the body. Start to relax the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the back, the belly, the thighs, the arms, the legs, the feet. Hands can go out at sides or palms facing up on thighs, or to ground with yourself, palms facing down. You can move from that hazy gaze to closed eyes. If you have time, take a moment to sit and settle in, enjoying all these new sensations, getting a moment for peace, to let the mind and body catch up, let the breath and body realign. Find your breath. Allow the heart rate to calm, body to calm. Taking your time. Now stay here as long as you'd like, but otherwise, if you are ready to get on with your day, thank you, and namaste.